and here at my channel, I help others learn about games I enjoy. Today we'll be discussing the MMORPG Ashes of Creation. We'll be asking ourselves whether the game is for you or not, and we'll be finding the answer by reviewing some important points about the game. Let's start by talking about game design. MMORPGs are a well-established genre within gaming, and with it, there are two prevailing forms of MMOs that are created today. First, let's start with the most popular, which is theme park MMOs. Theme park MMOs offer a more guided experience with more structured progression. Usually you do quests to level up, you go through different level zones that are designed for you to progress in a certain order, you do dungeons, and then eventually get to raids. They're usually more solo-friendly, and they have traditionally a more PvE focus. A great example of these are games like WoW or Final Fantasy XIV. The other most popular type of MMO is what is called a sandbox MMO. Sandbox MMOs from a game design standpoint usually boast a more player-driven experience, meaning the world will tell you less where to go and what you have to do, and you'll decide your own path to progression and your own goals as you play the game. Emphasis is more on socializing with other players, the politics that result from that, and the economy. Because all of those things require interaction between other players, it's usually less solo-friendly than its sandbox counterpart. But because it relies on cooperation and conflict between players, there's usually a more even focus on PvP and PvE content. The biggest plus to sandbox MMOs is you have more freedom to influence the world and play the way you'd like and make a name for yourself. Some mainstream examples of sandbox MMOs would be Albion and EVE Online. So with those two designs in mind, ask yourself, what do you prefer? The more curated and guided experience of a theme park MMO, or the more open and player-first experience of a sandbox? Have you decided yet? Good. You may be asking yourself which type of MMO Ashes of Creation is. Well, Ashes of Creation is a sandbox MMO. Another point to consider is the fact that Ashes of Creation is currently in alpha testing. The trouble with that term is, a lot of game studios use it to mean a lot of different things. You've heard alpha testing, beta testing, and even early access. All of those things can mean different things based on the game, the studio, or both. So let's dig into what alpha testing means specifically for Ashes of Creation. You're going to be playing a game that's still being built. So things like features that you're used to, quest lines that you really enjoy being able to be finished, or even reaching max level are things that are currently not able to be done in Ashes of Creation. Since the game is being built, you're going to run into bugs as well. Things such as performance issues, crashes, or even incomplete game loops are going to be a part of the process. But don't worry too much about that point. I'm probably making it sound worse than it is. If you want to see the state of the game, I recommend you check out some streams of people playing Ashes. I think you'll find the game's actually in a really good place right now. Some other things about testing a game in alpha is that you're going to be a part of the development journey. You're going to get to watch the game evolve and experience it all from a behind-the-scenes seat and see it grow firsthand. Not only that, but while you're watching it grow, you get to play an active part in it. Your feedback will help shape the game as an alpha tester. Developers use reports on what you say, your suggestions, and your experience to guide improvements and new features in the game. So now that you have a better idea of what Ashes of Creation's alpha testing state means for you as a player, you have to ask yourself, does that appeal to you? Is that something that you're currently interested in? The next point to consider might seem a bit obvious, but it's really important to discuss as it goes to the core of whether the game is right for you or not. And that question is the game actually fun right now? To answer that question, we're going to look at a couple parts of the game. Let's take a look at combat design. Combat design right now feels great. The two things that determine how you play are the archetype or class that you select and the weapon that you choose to use. Both have talent trees and both interact with other players and the talents they choose. So it's a very interactive, cooperative gameplay. Next, let's take a look at class design. Classes in Ashes of Creation feel very distinct from one another, with kits that define hallmark classes such as Rogue, Cleric, and Tank. Also, Ashes of Creation's classes continue to get better with each development pass. The most recent one that's upcoming boasts a revamp to talent trees to create compelling choices between different talents and unique new functionality to skills if you invest enough points. And if quality combat design and distinct classes aren't enough for you, professions and Ashes of Creation are currently a major development focus. Though implemented, they're being significantly improved soon. And they are a central part of the game from level 1 all the way to the end, as all of the best gear in Ashes of Creation will always be crafted by players. Beyond the game itself, Ashes of Creation has a really interesting and engaging community. There's a lot of big personalities, plenty of memes, a ton of memorable moments, a bunch of inside jokes. Player-driven drama is aplenty. Everything from cheaters, guild rivalries, betrayals, alliances, even political propaganda for people to become mayor. It's all there. It has all the trappings of the best reality TV show and then some. And that pretty much sums up all of the features that Ashes of Creation currently has to offer. So now let's return back to the question, is Ashes of Creation for you? If you love a strong narrative, guided, structured experience that's chill and solo playable, Ashes of Creation is probably not the game for you. At least not yet. If you love discovery, getting in on the ground floor, an interesting and a little crazy community, and an MMO that's really focusing on putting the massively multiplayer back into the genre, then dive in. The water is great. Come join and test and shape the future of Ashes of Creation. If this video sparked your interest in Ashes of Creation and you want to start playing, follow the link in my description and create an account. From there, you'll navigate over to the shop and purchase alpha access. Big disclaimer here, that link is a referral link, and it does give me credit if you use it to create an account. However, I more do it to show intrepid support. Just like I enjoy helping you, I enjoy helping them create the game. Again, my name is Harold. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help me out, and I would really appreciate it. Also, comment, let me know if Ashes of Creation is for you, and tell me why or why not. While you're there, let me know what topic you'd like me to cover next.